In today's Daily Dish, reflecting on impressions of NBA Live 15 and whether the game is good enough for the franchise to survive potential cancellation, the latest Press Row podcast that went out over the weekend, and a look ahead to tomorrow, which brings with it a system update for the PS4 and a huge new feature. Today I posted up impressions of NBA Live 15 following the 6 hours of playtime with EA Access. What I keep going back to is that this would have been a suitable NBA Live 14. It would have acted as a decent relaunch to the franchise. However, it isn't that, and Live 14 already scared away the few loyalists who remained, and Live 15 probably isn't enough to bring anyone back. It's not a good game. It's not a bad game. It just languishes somewhere in the middle. That makes it a product that really isn't all that appealing. It lacks in content, modes like Rising Star and Dynasty aren't very compelling, and gameplay has a ton of issues. What you can do this year, though, is actually have some fun with it because those problems can be overlooked. It won't be an authentic sim experience, it won't be a completely clean experience, and leaving out sliders is inexcusable, but different isn't necessarily bad. Online is where EA wants to differentiate themselves from the competition because they've given them an opening to do so, but they've failed to do it. Online games are plagued by input lag that makes timing jump shots seemingly impossible, and while there are online seasons and best of 7 series with friends, there are no leagues or online component to Dynasty, and there's no online team play. Standard head-to-head and Ultimate Team head-to-head, that's all you've got. And then if the games don't play responsively, it's really a waste of time, regardless of the mode you're playing. Is it too little too late to save the Live franchise? There's maybe a glimmer of hope in Live 15. Its review scores will likely be pulled up to the mid-60s from 43 last year. Maybe it could become an 80-plus game in 2 to 3 years. But is that enough for EA? The sales won't be there this year. They won't be there next year either. Can they forecast a profitable turn at some point in the near future? If not, it's probably going to get packed away. The NBA can support 2 games because of how much the 2K series has expanded the market in the last 5 years. That's why EA has stuck it out this long. But the chances of NBA Live going from 2% of the market to 20% just looks really bleak even still. Check out the NBA Live 15 Impressions post on pastapadre.com. You can find a direct link to it from the YouTube description, as well as the Daily Dish posting on the site. If you missed it over the weekend, the latest Press Row podcast has gone out. It features full panel discussion on the current state of NBA 2K15, as well as expectations headed into release of NBA Live 15. Then it shifts to a segment where I discuss with host Rich Grisham my impressions of NBA Live 15. That's about a half hour of dedicated talk on the game based on the 6 hours of experience with it through EA Access. If you have an interest in NBA Live 15 that goes beyond just what I've talked about on the Daily Dish and the new Impressions article on pastapadre.com, I'd recommend you check it out. You can find it on the site or subscribe via iTunes or Stitcher for Android to the Press Row podcast. Tomorrow will be an active day, not just because of the release of NBA Live 15, but also the system update for PlayStation 4. That will introduce, among other improvements, what could be a truly game-changing feature called SharePlay, which allows a friend to join your game even if they don't own it, and take over the controller or play co-op for up to an hour per session. There is so much potential in that, it's crazy. I'll talk more about SharePlay tomorrow after testing it out and discuss how it could be utilized best in the community. Be sure to visit pastapadre.com every day for the latest sports gaming news and analysis. Follow me on Twitter @pastapadre and subscribe on YouTube. I'll be back tomorrow with the next Daily Dish.